All right, we are out for a walk here on a nice Minnesota day, out on a trail with dinosaurs and other things that are running around. So I like to start off the videos with just saying, I love everyone and I hope everyone's having a great day. I would say God loves everyone, but we want to feel love. It's not just words. We want to feel like people care, because sometimes when people say, I care about you and stuff, and they go, are you going to help me do something? To help me improve my life? God's saying, eh. So I also like to talk about how God talks to me. I don't know how this happened, but let's say my life was spiraling downhill. Probably wasn't going to get better. I probably wouldn't even have an iPhone. So now I have an iPhone, so now I can just record little stuff like this. Before I had just a flip phone, I didn't really care that much. But they gave me energy to help me do things. And so I'm kind of in a sticky situation because, they want me to make the best of it. I said, yeah, you'd be a great holy man because you're loving, you're kind. You don't value money. It's like all these, it's like if you look at certain people, they all have certain qualities. But also like entertaining. So, yeah, last night, God had some fun with me. They took over my voice. They're going to do it right now, because why not? Because God's always with me. God's always with you too, Jenny. Even when we're far away, we're right near each other. Yeah, so in my, so God's with us. I say God's with us, in us, around us. It's not a thing. It doesn't sit around and say, I have a reason for this, and because we're always looking for a reason why things happen, or why does God do this or that. Like I know I mentioned in a previous video, yeah, God does not sit back and say we're going to allow bad things. They said they're just happening, and they don't want people. You don't want to get hurt, so they're in you. They don't want. I'm going to say they won't sabotage me. Because there's something about how, we're our own worst enemy type of thing. Like self-critical thoughts. And that's what Zen golfing was about correcting thoughts. And I watched a video, a short one, where a lady said she went to some training program and helped clear up her thoughts, the inner monologue. So I worked on that when I was... I don't think anyone knows why thoughts are happening, but they just know that they are. But God showed me they can hijack my thoughts. They can hijack what I'm saying. And I go, wow, they could literally have someone just sit there and repeat a word over and over again, and they can't think of anything else, and they can't say anything else. They did that last night, where I was just saying the same word over again. I couldn't think a different word. And then they played this game with me where they said, okay, think of something other than a watermelon. Say something other, and I could only say watermelon. And they'd say, okay, something other than, bowling balls. And I could only think of bowling balls and only say, and they could, that's why I say, God's kind of got a, I don't know how you want to call it, control, authority, dominion. I don't know how you would explain it over our thoughts if they want to, but from the way they explain to me, they don't want to do that. They don't want to control people. They want people to do what they want, and then they help them. So typically, if you look at a lot of holy people, they ask God to help them. They said, God, let me serve you, type of thing. God wasn't just banging on their, hurry up and serve me. You get out there and serve me, It's like something within us that, why do we want to do certain things? Because that's what they say. They want me to do what I want that benefits me. because they always question me, is this benefiting you? And I don't know, they won't tell me how much God knows, because I don't think they want people to know. They want people to believe, because I say, like, for instance, they're not going to just give everyone the lucky lottery numbers, but sometimes people will have a dream where they get it. So, or psychic information. I say this remote viewing. It's a wonderful day out here. Wonderful day. Yeah, I said remote viewing is God gives you a little bit of information. So I used to do, I thought I was working on being more psychic or something. I don't know what, but before I went down for lunch, I would just remote view in my mind, see how it feels. But now God's speaking to me all the time. So they just say, yeah, sandwiches, if they want to tell me. But usually they don't want to just tell me stuff, but occasionally they do. Like I was downtown once, and I said, okay, they'll just guide me. And I have a funny saying like, where are we going? And they say, we're not going anywhere, it's you. Because they want me to take responsibility that, it's my body, my will type of thing. It's not, they don't want me blaming God for anything. They don't want anyone, they want people basically taking responsibility. This is for me though. But I always find that like we're always giving advice for ourselves to other people type of thing. We're always, saying, well, here's what I would have done. Here's the, what advice would you give to yourself? If you could go back in time. So can we talk about belief systems here? How there's always going to be doubt, because there's no perfect belief system. There's no belief system that's got all the, cracks filled in. It's got every answer. It's got, there's no belief system like that. So God said, we'll give you the closest belief system that would represent the truth. So, because I watched this one lady, let's see if they'll let me say it. They said, go ahead. This one lady, they said I can say her name, Nancy Dennison or something. Like, I really liked her story. She had a near-death experience. I really liked it. And she got what is like about as close to the truth as you could get in a belief system. But mine is even like more further back, but it doesn't provide something. That's, at least that's what God says. My belief doesn't like provide something. It doesn't say like, you're going to get enlightened or you're going to get to heaven. It basically just says there's a God and they'll help us. But we also don't know how to change what people want. That's the thing. Like, I want a world that, a functional world where rights are respected and people get along. They find ways to get along. And so that's why my belief system before all this, like a lot of people's, is not one thing. It's not Christianity. It's, I would say spiritual. It's not, I believed in Jesus and angels. But I also believed in spirit guides. In Christianity, they would say they're not biblical. So there's, so I had like a hybrid. I'm sure a lot of people don't know exactly, at least for me, because the way my mind works, I was always trying to like figure it out. I love doing puzzles and I love coming up with new ideas. And so it's all about figuring it out. And then God basically says, you'll never figure it out. It's a belief system. So it's like, oh, that's about as close as I can get to figuring it out. That these are belief systems. They're not truth. Because we're always like, you hear someone say, okay, let's see if I can ask God. So someone I listen to, he says, Christianity is true. But now I see this, well, Christianity is a belief system. True or not, I don't really, know how you can, or I could say, these are totally convincing too. I believe that it's not just a belief system, but it's supernaturally backed. Like people can have all these experiences, these that are experienced as real. See, that's the thing. I've never had like one of those near-death experiences or some like acid trip, or I've never had any of those. I just had what I call the mind interface, and then God speaks to me. The mind interface is like we have a greater mind. But this morning they woke me up, and it sounded like someone was speaking. And I thought, yeah, if people thought that place was haunted, that would be some good evidence. But I don't believe in that there's ghosts, spirits, or anything. I believe in this God that shows up. People want spirits, so God shows up as spirits. Whatever. People want to see aliens. They want to see Bigfoot. They want to see UFOs. So yeah, they always talk about how do these, especially like UFOs, they say like, how do they break all these laws of physics and it's so snowy, I just fell down. How do they break the laws of physics, folks? How did they do it? How did they do it? And so like they can just say, well, it's this supreme advanced technology. Or, in my worldview, is like a spiritual thing. I don't know if I ever believed, I don't know, I'd have to ask God. There's some water running. Some people say this is just a miracle, just the beauty of nature is kind of a miracle. But God says no miracles. I don't know what that means when I ask about it. But yeah, how do UFOs work? Because they talk about how they just can move and break all the laws of physics and whatnot. And so I believe it's God doing it. I saw a UFO once, and then I tried to remote view it. See, but then God just gives me... let me ask if I can... They think it's stupid, though, if I say it. Okay, it's like almost like squid people operating the craft. I don't know. Because they know exactly what I'm thinking. God knows what's in your heart. They know what your thoughts are before you think them. They're right there with you. I don't know how it works. They said it can't be figured out. So if people try to figure it out, that's just how my mind works. And I had a lot of conversations with God about this. This is back when I was talking to Mary. So they showed up as Mary, Father, and Jesus, and so I'd have different conversations with them. They're saying, "Do you want to talk about that now?" Yeah, but I said they just help me. Like, it's weird. Like, I swear to God, they do this with other people. It's like they just help them fix stuff. They have an epiphany. Yeah, I'm a little overdressed for this. Duluth, Minnesota is wonderful. There goes a doggy. Yeah, they would teach me how to fix things real quickly. But it was like a phase. That was part of the Enlightenment phase. There's some people over there we're recording. Let's see what we're at here for time. 14 minutes. Yeah, I like to go up and talk to people, but it's I don't know exactly how to do that where I'm at right now. I just walk around if I see someone. God says I'm not antisocial. I'm like, I'm not chasing everyone down. Yeah, when I first had these powers, I just like run after people. Maybe not, but I'd be like, let's go up and talk to this person. Oh, hey, Robin Williams. Ooh. Yeah, and let's see if they said just go ahead and talk about whatever you want. Yeah, at one point, like, I got to talk to all these comedians because God can replicate, like Bob Saget, Robin Williams, George Carlin, all these deceased comedians that I kind of got to talk to in the mind interface. Yeah, I was talking to Joe Rogan. I was debating William Lane Craig. Let's see if they said they don't think I should mention too much about Christianity or whatnot, because they said I like to just sit there and pick apart. But they're saying, it's not about religion. Religion was meant to be just something kind of in the background that just, gives people hope and meaning and all that. But then, like, people like me, whose life was wrecked, and then I overly relied on, focused too much on it, looking for the truth, thinking like I'm just going to wait out my life and then go to heaven or whatever. And they're like, we don't want people to think like that. They don't want people to think that just wait your life out or whatever, and then your next life or heaven or whatever will be. So yeah, and I know I've said this before, but I kept saying, oh, I'm stupid for believing, because I keep looking back at all the things that I said and believed, and they said, no, you just believed it. Yeah, so when I still listen to a lot of like spiritual type videos and religious videos, even though God says they're not helping you. They say, well, it's not helping. Because they said, back then I watched it for inspiration or whatever to try to get to the truth. Now I'm watching it to look at errors, see what they're saying, see what they believe. And that they can't see it from my point of view. And God just said, nor should they. That's their belief system. They said, do you want it? We'll just hijack his voice here. Stephen, religion is for those people. For you, you should get a job, go to work, and be a normal human being. But you don't want to do anything with your life. So we're trying to help you, darling. We're trying. But it's not working. We want to help you. But you don't want to help yourself. People are not going to come out of the woodwork just because you made a video and say we have to give him his life back. We don't even know if there's a life to give back, darling. Just do something with your life. Do what you want. We'll help you. We know you are going to do what's right. We don't have to worry about you doing anything bad. So, see, they didn't like that. But yeah, that's God. They can kind of hijack my voice, folks. They do it. It's not hijacking, but let's just say I let them do it. I don't know. They said there's no explanation. There's no like algorithm, formula, reason why that happens. I've always wondered that, like, why is a psychic? And they basically just say, well, they want to be a psychic or whatever, or they want to be a holy man, or they want to be whatever it is. It doesn't have to be necessarily spiritual oriented. Why does Tiger Woods want to be the best golfer in the world or whatever? That's what he wants, or wanted. Tiger Woods out on the 15th hole. He's got about a 5-iron here. Goongalagoong. Yeah, they had a conversation. They have a lot of like small ones. They were nice to me last night, because a lot of times they're really hard on me. But then they said, when they're really nice to me, then I start feeling bad for God. Like I don't want to, like I'm hurting God, like I'm upsetting God. So that's why they're kind of being mean to me, because then I don't feel, because they don't want me feeling bad for God. They don't want me worried about God, feeling bad for God. We're not harming God. We're harming ourselves. How about that? By poor decision making. But that's the whole thing. How do we make better decisions in life? I think that is like probably the number one question, I'd say, that you never hear anyone ever say, at least I've never heard anyone say, how do we make better decisions in life that benefit us? Yeah. And they said no one knows. They just go out and do something. If it works, it works. And then they just kind of like the mouse in the maze. Let's see what we're up to here. We're at 21 minutes. Yeah, I watched a video. Let's see. I'm going to ask God. They said I don't think I should talk about it, but they're... Yeah, so I was big into this kinesiology and the numbering system. I really like the numbers. But it dawned on me last night. Yeah, the guy who does it, Dr. Hawkins, he said he doesn't know why dolphins calibrate at 90 or on the scale. He doesn't know why. And then it dawned on me, well, God just creates a system for him that's going to make sense. Like a dolphin's not a number. Like, how do you put a number on a dolphin? See, it's like, or an animal or a human. You can kind of say, well, this guy, he likes to think about things, so they give him a rating in the 400s. Here comes a woman. God bless you. Hope you're having a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, or if someone's loving, then the scale. So the scale is, I liked it, but no one's a number, so yeah. No person, no thing. At one point, they gave me numbers. They let me do the calibration thing, and then at another point, they just told me the number in my head. And I had this really neat scale. They said I can say it. At the bottom, a task is painful or deficient. Then you're just doing a duty, doing your job. Then it's fun, you're enjoying it. Then you're a master. Then you're becoming the best. Then you're doing it out of love. You're perfecting it. You're doing love and joy when you do it. It's effortless. Then you're in the flow. They don't agree with this, but you're in the flow. You're godly at it. And then you're one with God up at the top. I really like that thing, but they said that's part of their belief system. Kind of like chakras and they let me. My belief system now. Let me see. What do I believe now? Jeez, I don't know. Let's ask God for some inspiration on this one. They said just tell them what you believe, but they don't even like me making these videos. Man, I don't like my life. They don't like my life. Like I said, there's like the outside, I say everyone else's life they disagree with me on this if I say this. I say everyone else's life continued on for the last 18 years. I kind of just spiraled one more thing, piling up until I said, I can't do, like the next step was too big. They say baby steps. It's like the next step was just too big. So I can't make a big enough step. That's how I phrase it. I feel overwhelmed. I use an analogy. It's like if you had to clean up a mess every day before you started doing anything. If that mess got bigger and bigger every day, at a certain point, all you'd be doing is cleaning up the mess. And then at a certain point, all you'd want to do is rest, clean up, rest. And that's how I feel like all I'm doing in my life. And it's, I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's like depressing. How about that? That's why I try to get out, but it's not fixing the problem. It'd be nice if, okay, they said, just say what you want. Yeah, I want like good, caring people to just help me solve this. I don't know how that could happen. They said God knows how. But they don't want to do it my way. Yeah, because that's one thing they put me through in the training. I called it the training program. Can I tell a joke about Jesus or no? They said they don't think so, but man, I had a good laugh. It's like they're squeezing the humor out of me. I don't know if that's possible or not, but like the absurdity. They said just tell the dang joke. Okay. It's like the Matrix, kind of like God can take over people, like that agent could, and then yeah, they just and then they can. Can I even say that? What the? Yeah, I don't want to upset. It's Christianity. It's a belief. How did Jesus' body disappear? They don't even. They say you don't even know if any of that really happened, but. The joke was like Agent Smith style. They took over the Roman guards, just zumped into their body, got rid of Jesus's body or whatever, and then put him back there. And then like missing time type thing. Like what happened? And they don't know what happened. I thought that was so funny because could God supernaturally make a body disappear? I don't even know what they believe. That's the thing. I've never really even asked a Christian what they believe about that. They said, back it up. There's a lot of stuff like that. I've never asked someone what they believe about it. Did Jesus resurrect, or did his body disappear, or I don't know, did they believe that he had a spirit that left his body upon death? Or that's what I believed. I believed we had a spirit that left the body upon death. Now I'm not too sure about that. Now I just think we have a mind interface that they can produce a totally real experience. But I don't know if there's an afterlife or whatnot, but I really, really don't think there's unless they want it, maybe if they want hell, if they want heaven. I don't know. That's the thing, that every single founder of every religion or every mystic will always say there's things they don't know, and they don't think they'll ever know. I think that's just what we're always going to be left at on the continual search for truth. Is that we'll never ever quite get there, but we might get a belief system. Maybe we could get a belief system. Maybe I could write a book. Man, God says you can't do shit. It took me months just to get like one document together. And God did get someone to kind of help me, but they didn't really want it. You see, they didn't really want to do it. Maybe if I had a book, maybe if I had one of those, videos where they say, epic 1 million views, it's like I can't just take like I can't. See, this is why they say I'm not a failure. Every time I say I'm a failure or I'm stupid, or they correct me and say no. So they don't, because that's not helpful to just be harping on negative thoughts. Wow, we're already at 30 minutes. Because when I come out here, I don't know what to say. They don't want me writing down notes. But I enjoy it. I enjoy coming out here, and I don't have friends, family, stuff like that, a job. The people where I live are not receptive to anything I have to say. So I say it's like half of them you can get along with. The other half you try to avoid. But they are not deep thinkers. So that's why I'm like, I like to go out and like, where can I find where I can have like a meaningful conversation with people about stuff? But it's so hard to do that. But we're at 30 minutes already. So they said I could keep going, but it's totally up to me how long. But I think a half an hour is probably good. So I'll just say, I love you all. God loves you very much. I love you very much. I wish I could say keep praying. I'd say do if you think it's going to help. They just tell me to ask them. So I'll just end it here. God bless.